Hi, this is BB. It's 11:30 p.m. on the 10th of December, and I've been smelling something burning earlier, and I feel like my lungs are literally on fire. My cat is constipated, and she's not drinking a lot of water. Usually, she used to drink from the sink, and I would love to just leave it dripping so that she can drink. And she would drink all day, like literally just go there and drink all day. She's about 16 years old, and she used to drink a lot of water. She's accustomed to drinking from the tap, but the tap water, when I turn it on, it starts to smell like kerosene. Incidentally, like I said, when I lived in California, when I moved to the part of California, which is Southern California, where the Hispanic woman lived. I had rented a room there in late 2015. It was actually New Year's Eve 2015, going into 2016, that I moved there. And the guy I rented it from, he used to tell me that he is experiencing the same thing. Also, his gas used to be, he lived in a trailer, and he used to think they weren't giving him a full tank of gas when they delivered propane or whatever the gas is, right? And he used to have like constant arguments with the supplier. Then the water used to have like a rainbow over it, like a film, an oily film. So I'm not sure like what's going on here. I feel almost like I'm being pivoted to places where they're taking advantage of people. They're robbing people, they're taking their life insurance, they're taking out different things on them. I have no idea. Unless these people are just incredibly smart or they're incredibly stupid. That's one of the things I thought about today. It's like, is either we're incredibly smart or we're incredibly stupid. I believe mostly what they're doing is finding people with like a history of depression, a history of any type of mental illness, situations where they know that people are not going to believe us, and then if there are family members that we're close to or relatives, they drive a wedge. And they're doing it through electronic means. They have to, because suddenly everybody pulls back. Everybody pulls back. And I've spoken to a few people since 2020 to now, and they all know something from my past that they should not have that information. And it's almost like a hint of like, well, I know this secret about you, or I know this thing about you that I could either get you like deported, or I know this thing about you, some embarrassing thing, something. And you'll find that a lot. You'll encounter that a lot. That there's going to be hints of things that you would rather not be made known to the public, that they're going to give you hints. Well, I know this. Don't just ignore it. What's happening here needs to stop. Think of it this way: whatever you did, whatever's in your past, it's gone. It's done. We're doing this not just for ourselves, but for each other, and for those who are afraid to open their mouths. There are people out there that are scared. Like what's happening to me, the reason I made this video, is this is gonna sound like the weirdest thing. It's like I've said before, I've almost seen the people, like I'm always putting where the voices are, I'm picturing the person. And they have a habit of just like reaching over and grabbing your breast. Like just touching you. It's rape, was what it is. Now imagine if I were a child or a teenager, what do you think would happen? If they had this ability to just see them out there, if they knew who they were, or at least put faces to these voices, and they were doing that to them, what would happen? The embarrassment, the shame, the anger. And it's almost like, well, it's not almost, it is a violation, because you're in your own home, in the comfort of your sanctity. It's like your home is your sanctuary. It's where you're supposed to be safe. They make it unsafe. It's rape. And I don't know if I'm very susceptible to energy. I may be susceptible to energy because I can literally feel stuff. I know I've been able to, I'm very in tune with my own body, that's one. But it's almost like I can feel them. Like I can feel them. And it's not just, it's not a mental thing only. Like I can feel their energy. So I'm not sure, like, what's going on. I'm not sure if it's just me being hypersensitive. Well, how many sensitivities can I have developed all at once? To smells, to sounds, to sight. I mean, it's stress, but to trigger all these sensitivities like hyper on steroids, I don't think so. Something is off with this. But so I have to like ask, please stop. Please stop. I cry sometimes. Please stop. Most of the time I try to laugh because it's better than crying all the time. Then I'll get into a depression and won't last long. So I try to laugh it off. And then they'll accuse me of that. Well, like I'm laughing, so I'm encouraging it. But I'd rather laugh than to cry all the time, because then I will die surely very, very quickly. Because then I will go into a depression. These people have one goal, and that's to kill me, and I don't know why. I don't know if they think I'm blocking something from them. I have no idea. I don't know if they've reached a level of insanity that even they can't seem to get a handle on it. I'm not sure. Or if they're using some kind of drug that's just driving them insane, and because they're not telling anyone physically to help them, it's just spiraling out of control. I heard that term a lot. It's spiraling out of control. Like it's just too much. I just don't know what it is. I just don't know. My friend had told me that they're looking for adrenochrome. It's they call it the fountain of youth. You can do your research on it, but they get it from kids, and they're scaring the kids or doing something, and apparently this has some merit. I'm not sure. This is why I'm thinking on a child wouldn't know what to do. And they're going to be afraid. Because they're going to tell them, if you tell them, they'll think you're crazy. They'll lock you up. They're never going to let you out. This is what people like them do. They scare them. The kids are young, innocent, they don't know anything. They're afraid of getting locked up, afraid of getting medicated, afraid of going into an asylum. Watch out for your kids. And I mean that. You need to watch out for your kids. I don't have any, but if I did, I would watch out for them. Listen for them talking to themselves, or like somebody who's not there. It's going to remind me of this movie, A Beautiful Mind. I can't remember the guy's name, but I'm beginning to wonder if there wasn't something similar happening to him. Because he was seeing them too. He was seeing them. They said he was schizophrenic. But he was seeing them, and he was talking with them, and they were having him do all these mathematical equations. He's a brilliant mathematician, right? What if they were just making him do things? So that, it's like strategies for outsmarting police and algorithms and coding and all these things. I don't know. Everybody wants a shortcut. The world is going to hell in a handbasket in that sense. I don't know. They don't want to use their brain anymore. They want to extract information from somebody's head who actually would apply because they have a love of learning, and then just shoot them in the head. They kill them. Well, they got what they need. You don't need to be alive anymore. That's their philosophy. I think it's a mixed bag because you have your perverts, your rapists, your pedophiles, your people who are looking for near-death experiences, all these things. They want to experience death, but they don't want to die. Well, let's find some poor schmuck and shoot him full of shit and be in his head and see where he goes when he dies. Then we'll say, oh, that's what it is. You know. Then that's not enough. They want to know again and again and again and again, and they have a string of dead bodies. Anyway, my head hurts. Just watch out for your kids and find a way to combat whatever it is. I don't know. And my arms are getting like, all the muscles are hurting, right? Well, not hurting. The arms are hurting. And I feel like my muscles are just almost like they're not there. So watch out for that as well. Ask them about their arms and their legs.